A day after the governor announces a Phase 2 opening date, protesters converge on the Capitol. Plus,
when business is closed due to coronavirus concerns here in downtown Great Falls, the city stopped paid on-street parking. I'm Shannon NEWTH. Coming up, I'll tell you why it's a little bit complicated to get these meters back up and running.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News from Montana's news leader.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Tim McGonigal. Yesterday, Governor Steve Bullock announced that Montana would begin entering Phase 2 of his reopening plan on June 1st. But dozens of people were on hand at the state capitol today to protest Montana's continued restrictions linked to COVID-19. MTN's Jonathan Ambarian has more on the rally.
On Wednesday afternoon, people gathered on the sidewalk in front of the Montana State Capitol to express their discontent with continued restrictions on businesses and on gatherings, and to call for the state to be fully reopened. Those who attended the rally say they see the state's rules as arbitrary, favoring some groups over others, and that they were unreasonable restrictions on people's freedom. Drew Coaster of Helena says her family's business was considered essential, so it could stay open. But she says the regulations on other businesses have been unjust, and the effects fell too hard on working people.
Honestly, if the non-essential, quote-unquote, businesses aren't working, I mean, that's like cutting half off of the economy right there. So we depend on them as well.
Coaster says she acknowledges the concerns about the coronavirus, but that a full shutdown wasn't justified.
On the principle of it, as a free society, we can't just force people to close down because things are scary. If we are not free when things are bad, then are we really free, or are we just play acting at being free?
In Helena, Jonathan Ambarian, MTN News.
And again, Governor Bullock announced yesterday that Montana would begin entering Phase 2 of the reopening plan on June 1st. Well, the state of Montana is reporting 7 new cases of COVID-19, all related to a single outbreak in Ravalli County. According to health officials, Ravalli County now has the highest number of active cases in the state with 8. The Ravalli County Health Department says all the cases in the cluster are related and involve travel. Health workers say they have identified more than 30 other residents who show no symptoms but who are in quarantine. The new cases bring the total number of cases in Montana to 477. A big decision from MSU-NORTHERN. The university has decided to start fall classes on August 31st. We're told they're pursuing a modified schedule, which will include face-to-face lectures and labs. The chancellor has established work groups to develop a more detailed plan for the fall semester, which will be updated as decisions or circumstances change. Great Falls College, MSU, celebrated its 50th year as an institution this year, but with no in-person graduation to help commemorate that, the school is getting creative. The college is sending out 295 graduation boxes, each one tailored to each specific graduate. They also have streamers and noisemakers for at-home ceremonies, and the program includes a QR code to watch the school's commencement video. Great Falls College CEO and Dean Susan Wolf said the teamwork of the faculty and staff made the school well equipped to handle coronavirus, and that same teamwork made the graduation boxes a success too.
It's taken a village, that's what I want to say is, and we at the college very often do that. It's not one person who does that, it's everybody. And so we've been working on it for a number of weeks. I think that is a testimony to the spirit and the culture of this college is, okay, we need to do this because we want our students to succeed. And so we're all going to do everything we need for that to happen.
The school hopes to have the boxes sent out by Friday. Since COVID-19 reached Montana, we have seen nonprofits face the challenges head on and help those in need make it through the pandemic. MTN's John Riley spoke with the people who are making sure Montana's nonprofits have the resources to make it through themselves.
Liz Moore and the Montana Nonprofit Association have been working around the clock helping organizations navigate a post-COVID-19 world. Since the pandemic began, they've helped nonprofits with work-from-home plans, developed step-by-step guides for funding opportunities, and held daily town halls to answer questions and help individual organizations. Moore says it's more obvious than ever the vital gaps nonprofits fill.
They are standing in where business and government either can't or won't. Fulfilling kind of this wish for the quality of life we want, solving problems, taking care of those who are more in need. The nonprofit structure is kind of the ultimate expression of the will of the people in terms of how we want life to be.
A couple weeks into Montana's stay-at-home order, Moore found out that her own mother, who lives in Tennessee, had contracted COVID-19. Her mother died from the disease, and even though she desperately wanted to be with her during that time, she wasn't able to due to health restrictions.
I guess it just changed everything because now every conversation about COVID, which is my daily life right now, carries this element of my mother.
The repercussions of COVID-19 will be felt for years to come, and some of its damage will never fully recover. For many nonprofits, there is a real concern they won't be able to make it through this.
It's not that nonprofits are more important than business or government, but we're right alongside. We need a functioning government, we need a vibrant business sector, and we need a healthy, strong nonprofit community. That's how Montana works. And so it's not one or the other, it's the yes and we are all in it together.
Reporting in Helena, John Riley, MTN News.
Well, some Montanans are under another severe thunderstorm watch this evening. Our Storm Tracker weather team is standing by to tell us more. Grant Garland joins us now with the latest. Grant?
All right, thank you, Tim. And that's right, we are looking at a severe thunderstorm watch in place. But why is that? First off, it's because the Storm Prediction Center, they have issued a look at a medium risk for severe weather today. And this is all due to any severe thunderstorms that are able to get up and running. They'll be able to produce with them damaging wind gusts up to quarter-sized hail, as well as frequent lightning. Now, at the moment, we are looking at Judith Basin, Fergus, and Blaine County all under the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight. So heads up, we've still got a long way to go. And we are looking at a pretty active situation down towards Lewistown right now with a lot of lightning strikes too. We're seeing in this vicinity Geraldine, Winifred, Stanford, Lewistown, as well as Grass Range, all in this wide range of rain and also some lightning. So please be careful if you are out there. Also looking at temperatures, 64 degrees in Helena, 57 in Great Falls, 55 in Shoto, and 51 in Cutbank. That warm air towards Malta, 75 in Glasgow, 83. That's allowing for these thunderstorms to fuel. Now later in the show, we'll talk about how our rain chances will be and how high they will be for tomorrow. Tim?
All right, thanks, Grant. Well, coronavirus closures are prompting budget shortfalls for many businesses and industries across the state. The parking program in downtown Great Falls isn't immune. Paid parking went away when shops closed in response to stay-at-home orders, and now that things are opening back up, MTN's Shannon NEWTH explains it's a little complicated to restart paid parking.
When businesses closed due to coronavirus concerns in late March, Great Falls City Manager Greg Doyon put the brakes on paid on-street parking downtown. Now that shops and restaurants are reopening, street parking is still free.
There's definitely some challenges that we have to work out.
One of those challenges is the meters themselves. Someone stole the key to them, so the city took them down entirely to protect the money inside. Thankfully, no one got to the change.
To put them back into service, we're still working on trying to find new keys that will actually work. So far, we haven't found the right combination.
Raymond says he knows not everyone is eager to pay for parking again, but they need the funding provided by the meters.
The revenue that came from the meter was roughly half of the revenue for the parking program.
That program pays for maintenance and repairs to parking areas and garages, as well as parking attendants and enforcement staff. People still have had to pay for lots and garages over the last couple of months, but revenue there has dropped too. To give you an idea of loss, revenue from garages in May of 2019 was roughly $13,000. May of 2020, $950, down around 92%.
Right now, we're eating into our reserves.
That money was originally slated for garage repairs and surface lot improvements. Raymond adds if they don't start bringing money in again soon, it could potentially lead to some tough staffing decisions in the next few weeks.
The rest of the community has been feeling, the pinch when it comes to jobs and different things like that. The parking program has definitely been feeling that pinch as well.
In Great Falls, Shannon NEWTH, MTN News.
Now, there's no set timeline for when meters could be back up and running. In the meantime, the city is considering enforcing the 2-hour time limit for on-street parking. If they go that route, you'll see signs posted downtown. There are no changes for parking garages or lots. Those continue to be paid parking areas. When we come back, a service organization pays tribute to pioneers who helped pave the way. The 5:30 News continues after the break.
powered by the Montana Television Network. The 530 News continues on Montana's News Leader.
Welcome back. For one Helena woman, today is the celebration of a century. Helen Vogel Fellini's family was hoping to throw her a big surprise party for her 100th birthday, but concerns over coronavirus put a damper on those plans. Some of them got together to throw her a party over the weekend. Helen was born in Grass Range, Montana in 1920. Her first husband, Leo Vogel, passed away in the 70s. She remarried Joe Fellini, who died in the 90s. In addition to raising 7 kids, Helen worked for the Montana Office of Public Instruction, and she says the secret to reaching the century mark is her heritage and her Treasure State roots.
Well, like I told my granddaughter, it's for being Irish and for being born in log cabin out in Montana, where all the rest of my family was born back east.
Now, Helen has 19 grandchildren, 29 great-grandkids, and 5 great-great-grandkids, with 2 more on the way. Happy birthday, Helen. Well, Daughters of the American Revolution is a women's service organization dedicated to preserving history and honoring those of the Revolutionary War. For Memorial Day, they visited the grave sites of members who served in the past, and MTN's Alexei Aguayo tagged along.
Volunteers are searching for names at Forest Vale Cemetery to place American flags. These names are former Daughters of the American Revolution members, an organization in which Evie says pays a tribute for Memorial Day.
It's a nice tribute, remembering our fallen, and they've served our country, and that's why America is free.
There are about 115 flags that need to be placed across 18 different cemeteries. Each volunteer is given a list of names and a map of where those names are.
Well, I hope others will come out, see the flags, or when they honor their own family, and visit with them.
It can be, sad, but it can be a happy occasion also. And bring your kids and tell them who this grandma was, or this uncle or grandpa. History is wonderful. We need more. We need to learn more about all of our history.
In Helena, I'm Lexi Guayo, MTM News.
Well, we are looking at rain totals for yesterday, over 0.4 inches here in Great Falls and in Helena. And as we go throughout the day today, we've seen over 0.5 inches. How much rain are we expecting in the future? Well, stay tuned to my forecast coming up after this break.
Thanks.
Welcome back, everyone. We are right now looking at a medium risk for places like Glasgow, Hayes, and Havre, as well as down towards Lewistown, all thanks to, well, these severe thunderstorms being able to produce with them damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. Also looking at quarter-sized hail, and frequent lightning will be a big problem with any thunderstorms that do develop. And we're looking at right now Judith Basin, Fergus, and Blaine counties all under the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight. Our temperatures right now, 64 degrees in Helena, 57 in Great Falls, 57 up in Havre, Glasgow 83, and Jordan 80. These warm temperatures are going to really help fuel these storms that move into that environment, and this is already creating a problem for our friends down towards Lewistown. As we zoom in closer, we're going to be able to look at just this wide cover rain over towards Geraldine, Stanford, Winifred, Lewistown, as well as Grass Range. A lot of lightning also associated with these thunderstorms, so just make sure that when thunder roars, you go indoors. As we head throughout the next several hours too, we will start to see some robust thunderstorms by around 7:30 p.m. This model predicts that we'll be looking at a very big cell making its way towards Great Falls. Heavy rainfall expected, but I really want you to take a notice out towards Havre and Daniel County and Glasgow. This is when we're going to be looking at these thunderstorms right around 9 p.m. really just move up from the south, bring with them wide covered showers as well as frequent lightning and possibly some, again, quarter-sized hail. Continuing, though, this is around 10:30 at night. As we head throughout the night, notice by 12:30 we're going to see the cover of showers and thunderstorms really dwindle for us. And this is the good news here. Now, as we head into tomorrow morning, this is when we're going to start to see some rain showers make their way into our area. So keep that umbrella with you. Tomorrow we do have another chance for showers. Now, I think the likelihood of thunderstorms will be low, but by 6:30 again on Friday, we could be looking at some rain too. So we aren't going to be, the rain is not out of our hair just yet. How much rain are we expected to get? Well, we could be looking at, as we go forward in time, close to over 2/10 of an inch of rain by 12:30, and out towards Lewistown, almost a half an inch of rain. Glasgow, almost 4/10 of an inch of rain, and Jordan over 1/10 of an inch of rain. Continuing throughout the day, tomorrow by 7:30 in the morning, we could see almost an inch of rain fall here in the Great Falls area. So a lot of rain expected to fall in the next 24 hours. As far as our winds are concerned, we're really going to be looking at a windy day tomorrow. Could be seeing 20 to 30 mile wind gusts by 5 a.m. Kicking up though drastically to 50 to 60 mile per hour up in Cut Bank, down towards Great Falls 30 to 40, and Helena 20 to 30, out towards Lewistown 30 to 40 as well. So a windy day for us all. Now you can always follow me at Meteorologist Grant Garland here on Facebook as well as on Twitter. Tonight's lows, temperatures 42 degrees in Lewistown, 46 degrees in Great Falls, Helena 44, as well as up in Cut Bank, Havre looking at 48 degree temperatures. And we are going to be looking at 70% chance of showers around 6 p.m., 51 degrees at 9 p.m., continuing that chance for showers and thunderstorms as well all throughout the night. So just have that umbrella with you. We are going to be looking at a windy day tomorrow as well as Friday. On Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. Sunday, partly sunny skies. For Memorial Day, 68 degrees, we'll be looking at mostly cloudy skies. And then for Helena, we're going to be seeing a windy day tomorrow. 58 degrees though by Friday with clouds breaking apart. Tim?
Thanks, Grant. Well, from the worm to tiny, Montana once hosted some of the NBA's most dynamic players. A look back at the Western Invitational Tournament is next.
Powered by the Montana Television Network. The 5:30 news continues on Montana's news leader.
For 55 years, the Western Invitational Tournament in Lewistown was one of the premier amateur basketball events in the country. It drew top talent to Central Montana. Our Tom Wiley took a deep dive into the history of the tournament and shares some of the stories.
Plenty of incredible names dotted the rosters at the WIT in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, but perhaps none is more well-known than Dennis Rodman. Of course, today he's known as much for his play on the court as he is for his antics off of it. Colorful hair, substance abuse, and some odd goodwill trips to North Korea. But Tom Storm, the man who recruited Rodman to play at the WIT in 1986, remembers a respectful kid who outworked everybody.
My teammate Jim Moffitt coached at Paris Junior College in Texas, and he scrimmaged Southeast Oklahoma every year because they were pretty close. And he told me he had a guy named Rodman there that could really run the court, play defense, and rebound. And I like players like that. I said, heck, I'll take him. He said, oh, he's a good one. You know, there's a chance Rodman could have fell through the cracks if I had to really made him take him, because he was from Southeast Oklahoma. They didn't have social media in those days. And if he hadn't got a tryout somewhere, somebody wouldn't have, he never would have got drafted for sure, because he was a nobody. And so we had some small part of history for Dennis Rodman up here in Montana. It was pretty cool. But I want to say something about Rodman. He's one of the nicest people I've ever coached in my life. He's a misunderstood individual. He's a great person. He was smart enough to put a dress on and color his hair, and he made a lot of money doing that. But then
lots more stories where that came from. You can find a few more by checking out our historical look back at the Western Invitational Tournament. That's online at montanasports.com. Reporting from home, Tom Wiley, MTN News.
Thanks, Tom. Well, with Tuesday's announcement of Phase 2 beginning in June, Northwestern Energy announced on Wednesday that the Ryan Island Park outside of Great Falls will reopen too. The island usually opens on Mother's Day, but the COVID-19 pandemic delayed the opening until June 1st. It was the only Northwestern Energy property in Montana to be closed. The new hours will be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., giving employees time in the morning to maintain the area. Northwestern Energy Public Relations Specialist Jody Black said even though Montana's Phase 1 plan encouraged outdoor activity, opening Ryan Island at that time presented difficulties in following Phase 1 guidelines.
It's a unique outdoor facility. The entrance to it is over a bridge. And then on the island, we didn't have a way to limit the number of people that would be utilizing the site at the same time. We're being cautious, but that is to ensure the health and safety of our employees and also the public.
Black said that the Ryan Dam Clubhouse will remain closed at this time. We'll be back with a final check of weather after the break.
Well, a lot of our counties have just been entered into the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight. So folks like in Hayes as well as Malta, yeah, you guys are now under the severe thunderstorm watch until 11 p.m. tonight. Any severe thunderstorms that do develop will be able to bring with them damaging wind gusts, quarter-sized hail, as well as frequent lightning. Tomorrow, we're going to continue the rain chance for us. Temperatures 60 degrees in Great Falls, and in Helena, a little bit warmer, 63. All windy, though, tomorrow, Tim.
All right, well, tonight, the Helena Senators and the Missoula Mavericks were set to square off in the first game of the season, but Mother Nature pushing that game back a day. Senators manager John Burnett confirmed to MTN Sports over the phone this afternoon that due to the field conditions and forecast, they'll be postponing the game to tomorrow. Aside from the date, no changes will be made to the event. The first pitch tomorrow, set for 7 p.m. They've waited all this time. One more day.
One more day. You can do it.
All right, we can do it, guys. All right, that's all the time we have. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.